Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday morning. Little woke up to some snowflakes on the ground. Not very good, but at least the sun's shining. So I pray everyone's having a good start to your day already. Just a reminder that I'm only gonna be on Zoom one time, and it's at a different time. It's at noon today. I have some meetings this morning, and I have a meeting this evening. So if you want to jump on, use the morning code, and I'll be on at noon for about a half hour or so, answering any questions that you may have. So it should be two. And so, yeah, that's just for this time. Also, I'm kind of encouraging. I remember I said I wrote in the note that I'm going to be trying to do kind of focusing on one grade every single day. Today, I'm going to be focusing on first graders. So if you're a first grader, please try to jump on at noon, and we're going to go over some stuff then. So make sure you're there if you can be. That'd be awesome. Thanks. Science today, you have a mystery, Doug. Today, you're looking at what is the most dangerous animal in the world. Short video, and then you need to draw me and color me a picture of what animal you think might be the most dangerous animal in the world. It might not be the same one that Mystery Doug says, but you do. That's your assignment for science today. For spelling, you're on the second page of Unit 28. You need to complete that. Send me a picture of that. I'll have the words up hopefully by the end of the day. Hope as long as my meetings don't last too long, I should be able to get those spelling words up there on Spelling City by the end of the day. Kindergarten, today, Super Kids. Today we're going to be working on the letter R in our Zoom meeting. Please make sure you're ready to read that new sentence to me today. And also, if I think you probably have 2 or 3 more R worksheets, you can work and finish those from the packet that I sent out last week. Otherwise, be ready, and I'll be on at 2 o'clock with you to go over some more stuff with our Super Kids today. All right, on to first grade. First graders, today for your math assignment, on page lesson 104, you're going to be taking a look at a bunch of adding on your first sheet. It's not too hard there. But then on the second sheet is the one that this is the one I want to talk about a little bit more in our Zoom meeting today. But it just says some more, and some one away. Some more those are adding problems. Some one away are when we have subtraction problems. So what you have to do is read the story. So like on number 2, Tara, on Tuesday, Serena counted 8 fish in the fish tank. Mrs. O'Connor put 2 more in the tank. How many fish were there now? Well, if they started with 8 and they put 2 more in, of course, that the answer, those are some more. So you got to draw me 8 fish in the number picture box. Then on the other side, draw 2 more. And then it's going to be 8 plus 2, because if it's some more, that means it's a adding problem. And then how many fish were left? Pretty easy. Number 3 deals with geoboards. That's drawing something with symmetry. You got to tell me which 2 are exactly alike. Actually, which one is not. So 3 of them are alike. One of them is not. Cross off the one that's not alike. 4, you got to make up a bunch of adding problems that equal 10. Make sure you don't repeat any. They can be the same number, but just make sure they're not in the same spot, same order. You can flip-flop them. Then at the bottom, you got to get out your ruler. A ruler is about a foot long. You got to find something in your house that is about a foot long and write that on the line. Okay, on the back side, you're going to be finishing the patterns, counting by 2s on the first one, and then you're counting by backwards by 1s in the middle one, and then counting up by 100s. And then everything else there should be the same. On number 5, again, measuring something with a ruler, find a second thing that's about that long. It doesn't have to be exact, but about that long, okay? All right, you guys. With your phonics today, we're looking at a little bit more with the letter I and the long I sound. Remember, if it has the line over the top, that makes the I. So on the first part, 175, you have to figure out what word that is. And if it has the I sound, make sure you write the word that ends with the silent E. That's what makes that I long. If it doesn't, like there's a word in there, it's called kit. It has an I sound, not an I sound. Then we write it K-I-T without an E. All right? So if it has no E, it makes the I sound. If it has the E, it makes the I sound. Page 176, you got to circle the word that goes with the picture. 177, if you hear the I sound, you put an I in between the letters and then put an E at the end of the word. If it has the I sound, just put the I in the middle of the letters. That's all you have to do there. And then the 178, you got to write the whole word. Make sure you write it correctly. If you need to go back and look at those words on the other pages, you can. That will help you. That will give you a little clue there, okay? All right, that should be pretty simple. You guys shouldn't take it should be too hard. Second grade math. Today on page 102, you're gonna first part you're subtracting horizontally, so it's gonna be say like 13 minus 8 equals it. So we've done that many times, but just kind of working on that. Then let's take a look at your lesson practice on page one. On the first page, on number 1, it says there's 25 children in room 12. 18 of those children chose math as their favorite subject. There are 24 in room 14. 19 of those chose math as their favorite subject. Altogether, how many chose math? Now, do we need to worry about how many total there were? No, they put that in there just to kind of trick us. So what you need to do is take how many liked the math. So in the first room, it said that there were 18. And in the second room, there were 19. So what do we have to do to those two numbers to figure out how many liked math altogether? Yeah, we have to add them. So we're going to take 18 plus 19. Write out in your workspace and then write your answer. Number 2, you got to deal with putting that money in order. You have $1.79, $3.89, 87 cents, and $2.03. So which one is the smallest? That's the 87 cents because there's not even a dollar there. So that goes on the least line. What's the greatest? That's the $3.89. That person's rich. All right, and then which one's bigger? Let's see, $1.79 or $2.03. So $1.79 comes after the 87 cents, then the 203. All right. Number 3 is just rounding, estimating those to the nearest 10. We did that the last week. Number 4, you got to fill in the blanks on the front of those numbers and the back. So like, look at the first one, it says 100, 110, 120. Well, it's easy to do that, 130, 140, 150. But coming backward, look, if we take away 10 from 100, we have 90, 80, 70. And then you're going to do the same thing counting backwards by ones, but we're going opposite ways, okay? Number 5, fill in the answer. Is it going to have to be a plus, a minus, or a times to make those problems equal each other? And then number 6, got to make sure you rewrite the problems. They were given to you horizontally. You got to write them vertically like we talked about yesterday. Just make sure your columns match up there. Because like for the third problem, number 78 plus 7 plus 13, 78. Now where's the 7 go under? The 6 or the 8? Yeah, it goes under the 8, so be careful there. And then 13, okay? So please make sure that you don't put that 7 under in the tens column because you'll get it marked wrong. On the back side for you guys, everything else should be almost exactly the same as the front side. They don't really change second grade stuff up a whole lot on the back. So take your time on that. If you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. And if I don't pick up right away, I'll get back to you when I get a chance. I might be in a meeting then, okay? All right, your phonics today, you're working with the oi sound. Top part on page 157, use those words in the box to fill in the blanks, or to match each clue, I should say. 158, you got to write yes or no to those questions, those silly questions. And then I want to see who can come up with the silliest questions down there on page 158. You should write 3 of them. See if you can come up with the silliest ones. Make me laugh. See if you can make me chuckle at your silly question that you made up there. Page 159, you got to figure out what letters are missing in those words to finish those sentences. These are a review of the ones we've done before. And then 160, these are the ones you have to, they give you 3 choices. You got to answer the question by taking the question, switching it into a sentence with the correct answer. So like the example they give you there, I can go over your head. Am I a hoop, a hood, or a hook? And it says a hood is circled, so a hood can go over your head. So we've done that many times. Just keep working on that and work on that carefully, please. Third graders, you guys have a little bit of an easier math assignment today. It's going to be pretty short, but I want you to do, if you open up to page 149, this is all about symmetry today. And symmetry, remember, that's when you split something. You guys did this with Mrs. DeRuiter, those that were in the art class the other day, that both sides are the same. If you look at the butterfly on page 149, you see it's exactly the same. They split it right in the middle, and both wings look exactly alike. The body's split right in the middle. So it's when both sides are exactly the same. I want you to follow the instructions on page 149 to make a heart. So you're going to need a piece of paper and some scissors. And then you're also going to be doing it again at the bottom. So there's the two pictures at the top show me a heart, and the bottom parts see what shape you make by following those instructions of folding your paper and then cutting them. Then you have just two short little questions there on page 493. Like I said, this is a very simple assignment, just deals with symmetry, but I think it's something that's worthwhile for you to go through and check out, especially since we just did it with Mrs. Reuter. It should be pretty simple, okay? Then for your reading today, you have a story that you need to read in your hardcover book, Yunmi and Halmoni's Trip. This is about a little girl and her grandma who go and visit their family in a different country. I think it's Japan. And you're going to hear about their trip and see if the little girl really enjoys it, if she wants to come back home, or does she want to stay there in Japan with her long-lost cousins and families that she's never met before. Then in your workbook on page 103, you have to fill in the blank using the vocab words for 1 through 7, and at the bottom, use those meaning matches down there to answer the questions for 8 through 12. And then on page 104, you got to find the 4 misspelled words, circle them and write them correctly. You do not have to do the right round robin story because there's only one of you at your house. 105, you have to tell me what word matches the definition on the top part, and then use those, 6 words? Yeah, 6 words to fill in the blank on the bottom part there. Now, 106, this is where it's going to be a little bit more tricky. You have to tell me, Yumi goes through lots of different feelings in our story that you're reading today. So what you need to do is, like the first part, it says about her visit to Korea. Oh, there you go. It's in Korea, not China, Japan. Sorry. So Yunmi, how was she feeling about her visit to Korea? She was excited, and it also says she was anxious. So you go to page 190, and you tell me why would she feel those two things, and you write those there. Then you got to tell me, all right, how was she feeling about her Korean cousins? So you go and try to figure out what were some feelings that she had, and then what were some reasons why she felt that way, and write that in the story clue box. And then how was she feeling towards Halmoni? And it tells you, go back to page 198, 199, 203, and 205. Tell me how she was feeling. They give you one of them, ashamed about being selfish. But then tell me why was she feeling that way. All right? Then at the bottom, you got to answer that question about how you might feel. So be very careful with that top part. If you have a question, feel free to get in contact me or jump on the Zoom at noon real quick, and I'll try to go over it again. But I don't think it should be too hard. Just make sure if you don't understand it, let me know, okay? All right, fourth graders, sorry, Trey and Leah, you guys have math. You guys have I think you have a math test. I thought maybe you don't have a math test. I'll have to double check it. If you don't have I may have to send out your assignment again today. I put the wrong assignment in. I forgot to switch it for your math. I will email your parents or text your parents your math assignment for today. So make sure you are doing the right one. You do not have another test today. I'm pretty sure. All right. But for reading today, all right, on page 87, Javon, Dylan, and Leah, you get to be like the judge of those poems that you read yesterday, and you got to tell me which poem do you think had the most rhythm? The ba-bum, 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 bum. Remember we talked about that yesterday when we were talking about rhythm? Tell me the name of the winning poem. Why did you choose that? And then tell me like an example. Example for rhythm is going to be a little tricky. The best rhyme. Which one was the best rhyming poem? Tell me the winning poem's title. Why? And then give me some examples of the rhyming words. And then imagery. Remember we talked about that yesterday. Which poem gives you the best picture in your brain? When you were reading it, could you picture something in your head? Name of the title. Why did you choose it? And then why? Okay. Page 88. 88. You can cross that page off. You do not have to do that page. On page 89, you're going to be looking at the poem called The Crocodile at the top. And then you have to answer the 4 questions there about that poem. Some of them are going to be your thoughts. Like number 4 says, why did you think the poet wrote this poem? Was it to entertain someone? Was it to inform you? Was it a love poem? to share their feelings. Why do you think they wrote that poem? Number 3, it says there's a word that you might not know. It says personification. That personification is when you make something seem like a person, but they aren't really a person. So, like if I said the dog was speaking to me when he barked for his food. Well, the dog wasn't really speaking, right? He wasn't really talking. The dog was barking, but we would compare the dog's barking to the quality of a human speaking. All right, so that's kind of how you do number 3. Then at the bottom part, it says there's a little 2-line poem down there. Tell me some things that you see in that poem by circling them. Is there rhythm in that poem? Okay, if there is, yeah, then circle it. Is there rhyming words? If there is, good, circle it. If there imagery, is it, remember, draw a picture in your brain. Okay, sense words. Does it talk about taste, touch, sight, hear, sound? Those types of things. Okay, and I'll give you a clue. I think there's 5 of them that you should circle. Then on the back side, you just have to figure out which one of the 2 words best finishes the sentence. Like the first one, before the movie comes on to the theaters, you can watch scenes in is it a preview or a review? It's called a preview because it comes on before the story. All right? Or before the movie, I should say. I don't know why it's a story. I was looking at our reading book. All right, I think that should be about it for today. Like I said, sorry I got a busy day here with a bunch of different meetings that I have to be attending. So I hope everyone can get through their homework. Like I said, I will be on at noon, though, to go through homework with those that are available and have any questions. And especially you first graders, I'd like you to be on there. I'd like to go through a little, just a review of all the things that you've been doing the last couple of days and make sure that you're getting all those concepts. Otherwise, tomorrow, Wednesday, we will be right back to our normal schedule. I will be on twice for those Zoom meetings. And then Thursday, there will be a little bit of a change because it's Mrs. Holman's birthday, so I will not be doing the evening Zoom on that day. But other than that, like I said, everything else should be fairly normal. I hope everyone has a great day today. It's a little chilly outside. I don't know if you'll be able to get outside, but get that homework done and enjoy the day. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.